You know, I have to say one thing. When I first came onto the YTBC, all I ever wanted to do was just get involved with a great community who talks about boxing, one of my favorite sports that I enjoy seeing. We can have a great discussion, we can have a great dialogue and an honest debate about certain fighters, looking back at their careers, create hypotheticals of what would have happened if they fought this guy, what would have happened if they didn't fought that guy, et cetera, whatnot. As long as we kept it respectful, less we kept it as an honest debate, that's all I looked for. That's all I ever wanted. Okay? Now, I have to admit, I engaged with a certain group of individuals, and I'm not going to name who they are. You have an idea who I'm going to. You have an idea who they are. I thought they were very fair. I thought they were impartial. I thought they were unbiased. So, the longer I've been on to the YTBC, the more I see that they became so radical, so agenda driven that they've actually are very psychotic. And this has been going on for a long while now, and I stated to myself that I would not have partake in any part of that bullshit with the racial agenda that's going on in the YTVC. None. I never mentioned anything about race in any of my videos, and I tend not to. Okay? At the same time, I understand the situation cannot be ignored, but I will stipulate one thing. Don't ever come to my channel with any type of racial agenda whatsoever. Because if you do, I'm gonna have to start blocking you. I'm sorry. I cannot have that on my channel. If I see that you're creating some type of foul language that's deemed offensive to another individual, then I will either delete them. But if you keep coming with them, I'm gonna start blocking you. Plain and simple. End of story. Now, I was actually in the meeting today at my job, and I was at lunch. And I seen that Kiwi Box. Shout out to him, by the way. He has a great channel. I will post a link to his channel below. Subscribe to it, share, and comment on his content because he puts out great content about the Kiwi boxing scene out in New Zealand. Guys like Joseph Parker or whatnot. So look out for that, and he'll definitely cover the Carl Stockham and Carl Stockham fight. Carl Stockham and Joseph Parker fight. So, anyways, he had to say on the Deontay Wilder and the Alexander Povetkin fight being postponed, canceled, whatever it may be. And he is within his right to report it and responsibly just like anybody else and be rational about the situation. So, as you can see, this individual with the Gennady Golovkin icon on his picture, on his on his screen, on his username, that's Precise Presenter. We all know who he is. He decides to come on and troll on Kiwi's page and says, quote, looks like Wilder found a way to duck the fight after all. Damn. And Kiwi wasn't having that, and rightfully so. He said here, quote, what a load of bullshit. What a load of shit. Okay, Povetkin took the drug, not Wilder, and the WBC is the one that called off the fight. Wilder did everything he could to make this fight happen. You fools still come out with the same bullshit. Wilder was in Russia, ready to go. This was Povetkin's doing. And yet you're going on that Wilder hating bandwagon. What a fucking joke. Then Precise didn't take that kindly. He said, he responded back and forth with Kiwi, disrespected him and whatnot. And I'm going to say it was disrespected him, but the way his wording whatnot was really out of line, trying to slander Wilder whatnot, claiming that Povetkin is innocent. He has tons of evidence where Povetkin is clean after the fact he did test negative on the test. So I had my say on it, as you see here, quote. I told him, look, you're so deluded. You're asserting that Wilder is avoiding the fight because Povetkin failed the drug test. Yet it was he who attacked one of the people who attacked Wilder for allegedly ducking Povetkin and insinuated that he wouldn't go to Russia and vacate his title. When Wilder do the opposite, Precise had nothing to say. He didn't give him no credit for that whatsoever. And yet here he is trolling around other channels trying to slander Wilder because out of spite. Because he knows the people who don't like Wilder so much, he's gonna try to propagate this conspiracy or propaganda that Wilder and his team kind of somehow infiltrated the Povetkin failed drug test. Wow, that is a very bold thing to say. Now, if anyone who believes that, I'm sorry, you're very deluded. Now, if there's any evidence to suggest otherwise, please show it to me. If you have any proof that Wilder and his team had anything to do with Povetkin failing the drug test, please show it to me right now. Please. I'm begging you. Oh, but that's right. You don't have any evidence. But you still believe it. So anyways, besides didn't like the fact that I said he was deluded. He claims that I never I gave Wilder credit. Check out my MB2 video on this. You're making stuff up, Dan. Check out my video on the topic for my reasoning is wrong. I don't care about your opinion. Debunk me with facts. Better yet, let's have a combo. He wanted to Skype me. I said no. First thing first, I've already debunked you with facts on the Povetkin situation. It doesn't take rocket scientists to figure this out. Okay? First things first, Povetkin's management had came out and admitted that he took the test. I mean, he took the drug, but lied about when he took it. And that was last year. But it turns out that Povetkin got tested 3 times negative, and it tested positive 4 times for the drug. Now his management comes out and says that, well, he took the test, and I'll bring up the article below. Now his promoter's full of shit because now he's trying to say that we're going to force the Wilder fight, like it or not, and Wilder's not going to get paid. Well, first things first, Mr. Robonsky, you have to understand the WBC is the one that postponed the fight, not Wilder. So unless the WBC says otherwise, you can't force a fight. And now he's talking about taking this to court. He said that his client didn't fail a doping test. He was at 15 times lower than the Melatonin concentration than the limit established by WADA. Now we need to pass additional tests. Then we'll set up a fight and do it. So he's saying that they're going to submit a B sample, but we haven't heard anything yet. So we'll see if that comes into fruition. But needless to say, it doesn't excuse the fact that they lied about Povetkin consuming the drug on a certain place of time when he clearly did, because he felt Povetkin probably believed that after being tested 3 times, he felt it was safe to go ahead and take the drug. Didn't think he was going to be tested anymore going into the fight. Well, clearly he was wrong. Okay, moving along to the dialogue me and Precise had. Okay, when I told him, look, if you want to talk to me on a lot and talk to me, cool, we can do it. We can have a conversation. You and your partner will have a live debate. My partner and I asked him, are you up for it? He said, nah, sucker. So you accused me. The burden of proof is on you. Even though I already gave you a hint, which already proves my point that most of y'all have a confirmation bias and don't even search for the truth. That confirms your prejudice, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, set it up. Right now, I can't do live stream on my channel. Whatnot, can you do it right now? Oh, really? Really? So you really want to talk to me on a live stream debate platform, but you ducked the librarian in Dilltown, right? You didn't want to debate those guys on a live stream platform. You went around talking about I need more time to more prep time, whatnot. But yet you didn't follow up the debate with those guys, but you want to talk to me. Oh, okay. Well, first, I have no problem debating you, Precise, because I know I'll kill you. I will slaughter you in debate. No question about it. But here's what gets better. I say, look, I'm being fair here, okay? First, I asked you to send me a link to where you gave Wilder credit for taking the fight with Povetkin, signing on, going to Russia, defending his title. Yet you didn't send me the link. So I said here, I'm not biased for anyone. I'm not biased for anyone. I'm a fan of the sport before I'm a fan of any fighter. No fighter on my channel gets a pass if they're in the wrong. That includes Povetkin and that includes Wilder. All right, that separates you and me. Okay? Now, if you did give Wilder credit for going to Russia to fight Povetkin, I will retract my initial statement that I said. Fair enough. Now, again, if you want this dialogue with me, we'll do it on a live platform in a debate with you and your partner against me and my partner. I'll choose a topic and we'll schedule the debate for this week. Or better yet, I'll schedule it for Wednesday. All right, because Dilltown is my partner and he's got a debate coming up tomorrow. Okay? Now, here's what debate Precise says. He said, I don't care about any retraction because you're talking without knowledge and we know it. No biggie, partner. Oh, okay. Not into it. Let's chat right now. You and I topic. This is the topic. Blah, blah, blah. You don't need to choose anything. Let's talk about the case. Shit, we here anyway. I'm like, okay, whatever. First thing first, I won't consider this a duck. I'm very eager to do this right now. And I'll say, no, first thing first, you did duck the debate with the librarian in Dilltown. Okay, now you're trying to say that you didn't duck those guys. You clearly did. Okay, and I said I have no problem debating you unless, here's the thing. If you want to debate me solely, I will gladly do it. I have no problem with that. But you're going to have to honor the debate with Dilltown, the boxing librarian, D-Style, Fight Critic, and Blood Boxing. those guys were owed a debate, and you didn't debate them. So unless you debate those guys, I will gladly debate you. But in the meantime, if you want an eager debate, we'll do a 2-on-2 debate, okay? Now, here's the topic that I selected. Who is a greater fighter, Evander Holyfield or Manny Pacquiao? Again, it's me in Dilltown versus you in Thunderdome. And the reason why I say Thunderdome Boxing Talk, because he's the one who's been making countless videos about Manny Pacquiao being the greatest of this era. Or the greatest, pretty much one of the greatest. Okay, fine. I have to debunk that theory. So you go select Thunderdome. I'm a man of my word. And now, if you did praise Wilder for taking the Pacquiao fight, once again, I'll retract my last statement. Now, this is what he says right here. Evander Holyfield, okay, you win. Now, let's talk about this can we talk about this pressing matter? Now, you see that? See that quote right there? Evander Holyfield, you win. Now, can we talk about this very pressing matter? Now, you kind of fucked up with that statement, right, Precise? And let me tell you why. Because you made a video slandering all the all-time greats like Henry Armstrong, Joe Gans, Stanley Ketchum, Tony Zell, all those guys, man, and Sam Langford. And you went out and said that Manny Pacquiao is the greatest of all time. That's the title of one of your videos. Manny Pacquiao is GOAT, greatest of all time. And now here you are conceding that Evander Holyfield is greater than Pacquiao. Wow. So basically, to my assumption, the things you say, you don't believe most of the crap that you say. But you want to talk about this matter, this thing about Pacquiao and Wilder. First things first, this matter is not worth debating. Okay, and let me tell you why. After all the research that most of us have conducted, anybody with rational sense would argue that Pacquiao was caught in the wrong. Okay, it was he who got tested randomly 3 times. Again, 3 times he came up clean, and now he got tested negative on the 4th test. Now, if this was a traceless amount that his management promoter initially stated, we wouldn't have no debate. Okay, if this is his only random test, if this traceless amount left over, okay, fine. There would have been an exception made by VADA, because you can't, from my research, which is true, you can't determine whether Meldomian will exit out of your system for a certain amount of time. That's why other athletes are getting exemptions for it or getting amnesty. Okay, so be it. But the problem is, Pacquiao took the drug after he tested clean 3 times in his urine. This is not a blood sample. This was a urine sample. There's no way you can justify that. No way you guys can spin it. But I know, Precise, that's what you're doing. You're trying to spin it. But the thing is this. If you want to call people out for debates, you want to call me out, fine. We're talking about boxing, okay? Now, this situation with Pacquiao and Wilder, no. First things first, this is not worth the debate. The debate I want is you and Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, Floyd, and Evander Holyfield. Because you've been running around, you've been propagating Pacquiao. A greater fighter as Pacquiao is, no disrespect to him. I got a lot of respect for Manny Pacquiao, and I like Manny Pacquiao. But you went around and you shitted on other legends like I mentioned, like Joe Gans, Stanley Ketchum, Sugar Ray Robinson, all those legends. Even Muhammad. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you ever disrespected Muhammad Ali, but I'll have to check into that. But you disrespected those guys and Henry Armstrong and put Pacquiao above those guys as, and say that he's the greatest of all time. Well, again, me and Dilltown will gladly take the debate with you and Thunderdome on this topic. Now, I'm going to give you 24 hours. Okay? So you accept the debate, yes or no? Now, before I close out this video, I know you have said some other things like, I'm broadcasting right now. Come on, join me, shit talker, if you dare. And I responded by saying, okay, well, first thing first. Now, will you accept my debate offer, yes or no? Then you're going to reply by saying you're acting like a bitch. Dude, oh, okay. Okay, I'm acting like a bitch, okay? But yeah, you don't want to accept my debate offer. Wow. You don't want to accept my debate. So are you ducking me, Precise? Because I'm not ducking you. I said I will gladly debate you. But here's the thing. If we want to debate on a solo topic, it has to be boxing related. Not this whole Pacquiao and Wilder situation. No. I'm not doing that because first thing first, again, this situation is not worth debating. We're going to talk about your fighter, Manny Pacquiao, against another fighter one of my other favorite fighters, other than Evander Holyfield, if you want to do a debate solo. But in the meantime, let's do a 2-on-2. Now, you have 24 hours, okay? Accept the debate. Evander Holyfield versus Manny Pacquiao. Me and Dilltown versus you and Thunderdome. I'm out.